diff coat 300 custom delivery truck. Got a V8 engine conversion, 4L80 transmission with air suspension.
$60,000. Hey, you better get 60, bid. You better get 50. 50, bid. You better get 50. You better get 50. You better get 20. You better get $10,000. Somebody give 10. Thank you. 10,000's the bid. $15,000. $20,000. $25,000. 25. 20's bid. 5. 30. 30 bid. You better get 30. You better get 25 and 30. I have 25 bid. You better get 30 bid. You better get 30. You better get 30. You better get 30 at $30,000 for it. 25 is the bid. 27. 30, 27, baby, you better get 32. Put him at 5, 35, 7. At 37, baby, you better get 7. You better get 7 again. You better get 7, 8, 38, 37, 38, 38,000. At 38,000, $39,000. 38, you better get 9, 40. At 40, baby, you better get 40. You better get 40. You better get 40. I have $38,000 bid. Anybody get $40,000 for it? 38's the bid. You better get 40. Juanita, are you here? The owner of that truck. Juanita, anywhere? I've got 38. Can I take the reserve off? I've got 38,000. Can I take the reserve off? Can I sell it? I have $38,000. 40,000. Reserve is off. 38, 40, 38. Anybody get 40,000? Anybody get 39? Sold. $38,000. Shea Starkey. Sold.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Hack Shack. Al here. Yeah. So we sold the milk truck at Meekum. It brought okay money, I thought. It didn't go crazy like we dreamed of, obviously. But after all the fees, which there's plenty, and everything is said and done, we brought home more than our bottom dollar, basically. Just a little. So I say we brought it home. We don't have anything yet, and we'll get to that in just a second. Overall, it was not a great experience, and I don't think I'll ever do it again. It's fun. Going to Meekum is fun. Looking at the cars and seeing people excited to buy them, and looking at just watching everything and seeing how it's done. It looks awesome from the outside. And sorry, it's really windy outside, so it's got me looking around. But as a private seller / owner, builder, whatever you want to call it, I don't recommend it. I'm not trying to run them down. They have their purpose and they do what they do. There's a ton of super rich guys and collectors and flippers, mostly flippers, that enjoy that thing, and they buy and sell. And well, I went last year on Saturday, and I saw several cars that were there last year that sold or didn't sell. I don't know. I don't know what the game is, but for a private seller, it's not for me. And I'm not a seller, but we needed to sell the milk truck to fund. I don't know if you can even see it, the Chevel that's right through that door. I'll show you in a minute, which if you follow the channel, you already know. Anyway, like I say, not trying to run down Meekum at all. It's not the point of this. I've gotten a lot of texts over the last couple of days about the milk truck selling and if it sold and how we did and what I thought and blah, blah, blah. So I just thought I'd throw it on video. I don't have any material for this week, any content to put out a video this week because we did all that. So I'm gonna tell you all about our experience at Meekum, and then I'll just do a little shop walk around because I haven't done a real shop update in a while. Anyways, so first off, you sign up for Meekum, you send them pictures, you talk to them, and they tell you everything you want to hear. You know, we charge 10% if you have a reserve, or 6% with no reserve. Okay, If you want to run it on Thursday with no reserve, it's $300 or $350 or whatever it is. And if you want to run it on Thursday with a reserve, it's $500. And I think after that, Friday and Saturday, it's $1,000. We paid $1,000. We ran on Friday. All right. We're going to put you at a good time, is what they told us. Like mid-afternoon, basically, is what we talked about. Sounds awesome. Yeah, man, we love the milk truck. You know, it's great. It's really cool. It's something unique and different and blah, blah, blah. Everything you want to hear. Well, they put us lot F306, which is Friday 306. So it's a 306 vehicle of the day. They start the auction at 10. If they 1 minute per vehicle, that puts it running at 3. Well, you know, some of them run more than a minute. We ran about 6 o'clock. Half the people were already gone. There was guys up in the gold bidder, the little elevated platform where they give you all the drinks and the food. There were guys up there asleep, okay? I think it was probably over about 6:40 for the day. And we ran right around 6 o'clock, maybe just a little bit after. So a little bit to complain about there, but whatever. It is what it is. You don't pay for your time slot. They just tell you what you want to hear. At the end of the day, they're used car salesmen, okay? I mean, it is what it is. They put our truck in front of a bunch of people that probably wouldn't have seen it. And most of them had money, which is cool. I didn't have to deal with marketplace or anything. So anyway, we take the truck up there on Tuesday, drop it off. Everything's cool. All that was great. That part of it was really super easy and good. We go up there on Friday and we wait around all day pretty much. And then we finally get up there and they put a guy in it that had zero business driving anything. So we taught him how to drive an automatic and he drove it around and finally got it parked. And then when it got time to go up on the auction block, they put another guy in it, and he was great. He was a super nice guy. We talked. We had a good conversation with him. So we get up on the block, and we're standing there, and you know, we had this debate on opening the door and opening the hood, and they couldn't figure out how to do that. You know, these people sell classic cars, and I know this thing is different, but it's not that complicated. Anyway, they couldn't figure it out. So whatever. I don't think that affected the sale at all. They throw out 60,000 and nobody bites, and they drop all the way down to 10, and they start biting, and it runs up to, I don't know, 25, and I felt like it was going to stall out, and then it picked back up, and it ran on up to 38, and then they start calling, he called 38 2 or 3 times, and they called for Juanita to lift the reserve. Well, this is another thing that I talked to the guy about when I talked on the phone to the Mecum representative the very first time. He said it's 10% with a reserve. And he said, but you know, you can negotiate that when you get up on the block if they want you to lift the reserve. And I said, what do you mean? And he said, well, like if it's not where you want it to be and they want you to lift the reserve, you can tell them, you know, hey, drop it down to 6% or whatever. You know, the 6% is no reserve. So if you have a reserve on your vehicle, it is a 10% seller fee. So just so you know, real quick, when Mecum sells a vehicle, if it's on a reserve, they collect 10% from the seller and 10% from the buyer. So they're making 20% on every vehicle. Think about that. $1.6 million car sold. They made $320,000 in about a minute. I mean, now they do a lot and they have a big production and it costs them a lot. I'm not saying it doesn't, but that's how much money they're making. So he tells me that and I'm like, okay, cool. Well, we'll set the reserve at 40. You know, we really wanted to bring home somewhere in the 30s. We didn't know where, but we wanted to be, you know, mid 30s, bring home. So I paid $1,000. So at 40 minus 10%, that put us right around 36, right? So, or 35 something, whatever. Close enough. We're good. It gets up there to 38 and they start calling for Juanita and this guy comes over and he's like, you want to sell it or what? Just like that. Like, well, I mean, let us think about what are our options here, you know? He's like, well, you lift the reserve or you don't sell it. Like, oh, okay. So do you want to sell it or what? And the auctioneer's hollering, can I sell the vehicle? Can I sell it? And so you got a lot of pressure on you. And I get it. It's an auction. It's got to go fast, but they don't give you a whole lot of time. And I asked the guy, I said, hey, if we lift, I said, can you ask them for another 1,000 or something, you know? No. It's at 38. Well, okay. So if we lift the reserve, will you drop your seller premium to 6%? No. Well, 8%. No. I said, can you drop 1% off of your seller premium if we lift the reserve? No. Do you want to sell it or not? So we're looking at each other like, golly, you know, like I guess we want to sell it, you know? Hell, sell it. So we sold it, $38,000. And it was actually a person that bought it. I talked to him before. He was looking at it, and we happened to be over there by it, and he asked me a few questions, and we talked about it, and he bought it. And he's a collector, not a flipper, so that made me feel good. Anyways, so that's Friday. We go home. We talked to the guy again after he buys it, and I showed him a few things that he didn't understand. You know, not that he didn't understand, just things that are on it that are unique to a Divco milk truck. You know, how the hood latches work, how the doors work, little just odd stuff. You know. So anyway, we get through that and go home, and we kind of him-hawed around Saturday and went back up there for the auction. And when we got there, we went straight to the office because we had questions. You know, how do we get paid, right? So what do we do from here? So we sent them the title, I don't know, 2 months ago. So they have the title, they have the milk truck. Now the buyer on Saturday has loaded the milk truck, and he's going home with it. He doesn't have his title yet because they do all their paperwork and then they mail him the title, which is, I mean, that's how car lots work, right? So they have the title, they have his money, which is now a portion of it is our money, and he gets to take the milk truck home, and we don't get anything. Nothing. I mean, nothing. I said, so how, do y'all do a transfer? Oh, a transfer is a $100 fee. So what do we do here? Oh, we'll mail you a check in a couple of weeks. I thought we got a check here, but I misunderstood. There's probably something in the fine print. My mistake. Okay. So do we get a receipt or anything? Well, we can print you out a paper showing what your check's going to be. I guess do that. So we'll have something. I mean, and it's just literally a piece of paper. It says lot number F306 with the Divco and the amount, and that's it. It's kind of unnerving, really, because we're not car salesmen or car flippers. We've never sold at Mecum, you know. And our friends had told us, oh yeah, they cut you a check right there. They give the guy the truck and they'll cut you a check. So that's what we expected. Now that's older information, and it is what it is. We'll get a check, I'm sure. It's a huge corporation. I have no doubt we'll get our money, but I'm telling y'all this just that way you know what you're going to go through if you decide to go to Mecum. So you can't say I didn't tell you so. Anyway, the milk truck's gone. The guy that bought it seems super legit, seems super cool. He's got my number. He texted me a couple of questions, and we went back and forth, and they seem like they love the milk truck, and it's moving way up north. It's moving a long way from here. So hopefully we'll get to see it pop up on the internet at some shows or something. Who knows? But Juanita doesn't like to be on these videos where we talk a bunch and we're not doing any work. So she's hanging out, and she seems to be happy that the milk truck sold because she's happy to get going on the Chevel. Oh, you know, one more thing. I had a few people text me and say, man, congrats on selling the milk truck for $41,800. And I'm like, well, man, I wish I did, you know, because it sold for 38. Here's a video of it on the blog. And so we got on their website and looked, and it says sold 41.8. Here's a picture. And 38 plus 10% is 41.8. So the buyer paid 41.8. So that's what they put on there, because technically he paid 41.8 for it. You know, they made, what'd they make? 38 and 38, 7,600. They made $8,600 on the milk truck. I mean, could we have sold it for that, you know, just on the internet or locally? I don't think so. Not in this market. And that auction was not doing well. I feel like we did pretty good. We had some friends take 5 vehicles up there and none of them sold. And they had, you know, they were willing to take reasonable money. They just stuff wasn't selling. You know, the milk truck was odd, so that's why it sold. Apparently, something happened with the stock market and got everybody scared right before the auction. I don't know. I don't follow that stuff. Anyway, milk truck's gone. We can afford to mess with the Chevel a little bit now, and we have some more room. So it's not sitting around here making me feel bad for neglecting it, and we can get going on the next one. Anyways, I guess if you were here for that and only that, see you later. Go hit the subscribe button and the like, and throw a comment out there. Tell me how dumb I am for worrying about this Mecum crap, but whatever. If you want to see the shop walk around, let's get to that. I'm going to run y'all through this real quick. Not doing anything this week on personal projects, so just going to give y'all a little shop walk. The D100 is mechanically ready. We've put 125 miles on it now, and it seems to be doing great. We're just waiting on interior at this point to be ready for it. He's getting the seats hand tooled. They're making the patterns or whatever. They're making the hand tooled panels for the seats right now, and then they're going to go to the interior shop, and then the truck will go. So this guy's just about ready to go home. No real changes since the last time y'all saw it. Just a few more miles and a little more dust and dirt and some bugs on the front end. I need to clean her up before she goes home, but she'll be leaving here pretty soon. Man, that's hard to do with my left. Old Hellcat seems to be pretty happy. Runs good. It's a lot of fun to drive. Tino, the Patina GMC with the LSX 454. It went and got dyno tuned. It is an LSX 454 with fuel injection, a 4L80, a big loose converter, 12 bolt, 410 gears. And it's got a short runner Frankenstein intake on it with a nitrous outlet fogger. On motor, it made 470 to the tires, which I thought was a little low, but they advertise that motor at like 580 on fuel injection, so it's 120 horse loss. So that's like a over 20%, but under 25% loss through a 4L80, you know, with big 29-inch tires, 20-inch wheels, and big brakes and stuff. A lot of weight. I don't think that's too bad. Now they sprayed it with 200 shot of nitrous, and it made 690. So pretty happy with that. You know, picked up 220 on a 200 shot. And then we took it to the track. Here's a clip of that. The truck runs good. We're pretty happy with it for a heavy stock frame, stock bumpers, AC, heat. You know, I mean, 20-inch wheel. That and then that at the track, that's on a 275/40/20. It hooked and ran those numbers. So stock suspension, coils, like just drop shocks, not anything special. So we're pretty happy with that. Anyway, the other C10, the 67. 632 truck, got a power steering cooler on it now. I'm waiting on the fenders and inner fenders to do the hoses because I got to kind of route them over here, but got the steering hooked up. It's works great. Started on the console. Oh, we got the seats in. These are TMIs. I don't know why they decided to make the handle stick out 8 feet, but I'm gonna fix that. But the seats are awesome. Console is pretty much fabricated. Now I gotta weld it all up and make a lid. I gotta make a lid for it, and then I'm gonna make a little drop-in pocket like a modern truck that bolts in because the computer is gonna be under it. So this is gonna be a pocket where you can throw your phone and stuff. And I got a little, well, it's not out of the box, but it's a little mat charger I'm gonna stick in there. So phone charger will be in there, cup holders, whatever. Anyway, that's the console. Bed's done since the last time y'all seen it. This is the AMD, new AMD bed floor, new AMD wider, 4-inch wider tubs, and the bed floor's made to fit them. We made these pieces. They're made out of 1.25-inch angle iron. They bolt to the factory holes in the floor, and then we made new holes in the bed sides because the bed floor is 7 inches higher than it should be. To clear the chassis, it has a big notch in it because it's a Art Morrison aftermarket frame. The tubs had to be narrowed at the top 1 inch because the bed tapers in, so fix that. But other than that, they pretty much bolt in. They bolt to the floor in the factory holes, and then I drilled new holes and cut the bed out to clear those. So I got some charging posts here. Fuel filler for the tank is here. Yes, you have to drop the tank, but it's kind of hidden and, it's clean, I think. Not behind the taillight like the other truck, but this one, it really wouldn't have worked out that way, just the way the frame and the tank and everything is built, so I did it like that. Battery switch is back here. It's a push-pull. Tried to hide it as best we could. And that's about it on this thing. I did work on the Suburban, not on camera. I got kind of discouraged with YouTube with the super low view counts, and just decided I'm going to work on this thing and do my own thing without a camera in my face. So it's still kind of a mess, but this is a L83 Gen 5 5.3 with an 8-speed. And it's been, y'all, you go back way back, you can see me mounting it, installing the motor and stuff. I got on it pretty hard the last couple of weeks on the weekends, and got the exhaust done one weekend and some other stuff, little stuff. And then last weekend, I just really jumped on it, and it's not done by any means, but I did get it running. So I bought it's a PSI standalone harness and engine controller kit. So it came with the pedal, transmission controller, ECM, everything. And like I say, this thing ain't done, and I don't know where the keys are. So I'll be right back. All right, so I don't think I have any picture. I might have a picture of the exhaust. I'll put it right here. It's dual 2.5 to a Y pipe, to a 3-inch resonator, and then into a 4-inch muffler with a 4-inch tailpipe. I thought it was going to be quieter, so I'm going to have to put a cat on it because it's a little loud, especially on the cold startup. So check this out, if it'll start. I got to fix a pulley on there, no big deal. Belt's chirping a little bit, but that's my fault. So she runs, it drives. Now transmission was acting a little weird, so I pulled the pan and cleaned it's black. So it's an 8L90. I don't know if it's gonna make it, but whatever. I'm gonna service it, put a new filter, all new fluid in it, and just fingers crossed it works. Look, check this out. I put a new bulb in sorry, I gotta hook the battery back up. I don't have a switch on it, so I'll leave it just disconnected right now. But put a new bulb in this, and bam, even that works. Thing's cool. I'm not a Suburban guy, but this thing meant a lot to a friend of mine, and he left it to me when he passed, and so I'm trying to do the best I can with it with what little budget I have. So we'll be driving this thing here shortly, hopefully. I mean, I've already drove it down the road, and I actually needed to move a couple of my trailers the other day, and threw a hitch on it and moved the trailers, and it worked great. So it's already become useful, so that's pretty cool. Diamond T, no updates, just hanging out. I drove it a little bit last week, and took a friend of mine for a ride that's thinking about building something similar, and he's hooked now. So I guess, man, maybe the next video you see will be us starting on the Chevel. Don't mind all the junk around it. So this is the replacement for the milk truck. 67 two-door hardtop. It's on a Roadster Shop chassis, and she has decided that she wants to do some type of drag and drive type of car with it. So yeah, the frame's a little heavy and the car's kind of big, but I mean, if we can make it run low 10s or high 9, we'll be happy. I think we'll probably do another turbo LS deal, something very similar to what's in the Diamond T over there, but probably not turbo headlights. We do not have a hood for it. So if you know we're a flat, I'm talking about a flat, no vents, no nothing, a flat stock 67 Chevel hood is, let me know, because we need one. If we can't find one, we'll probably just put a little 2-inch cowl hood on it. She will not allow me to put turbos sticking up, so we don't need a hood. She's not cool with that, so I guess we have to have a hood, because I'd rather just see turbos, but that's just me. But we've got new fenders, new doors, a new core support up there, and some new bumpers, and there's a dash up there somewhere, and whatever. We got a ton of parts for this thing. So I think the first step is going to be putting a mock-up engine and a 4L80 in it and getting that mounted. And then, well, what I'll do is unbolt the body, pick it up, mount the motor and transmission, and then I'll start setting the body back down where it goes. And because right now it's on 2x4 body mounts. See right there? We'll put the regular rubber body mounts on it and sit it down. Probably have to cut the tunnel and just start. Then I'll start putting the sheet metal on it and seeing if I can get the car to fit up and go from there. And we'll start building a car. Got to clean up some of the tub work because I don't know who did all that, but it ain't me. So I appreciate y'all watching, and we'll see y'all on the next one. Later.